Hello, welcome. The topic of our lesson today is government philosophy. Government philosophy is a topic that leaders need to present when they want to showcase a government plan aiming for the government we want. But for that, it's also important that we have some instruments and activities related to, let's see, a philosophy as a science. Philosophy is a science that studies causes and effects. So, in this context, we are going to work on the method of organizational improvement. It's the foundation of everything we do in our lives, folks. The organizational improvement method has its principles, and it serves as a foundation for us to later develop the philosophy of government. So let's take a look. Commitment of people. What does it mean? People need to be immersed in the context of a government plan, but not just involved. Folks, involvement is different from commitment. Involvement is just a shell. It is a mechanical, false, and ideological. The person says yes, but behind that, they're actually saying no. On the other hand, commitment is something stronger, and that's where we need to seek out people in that sense. Standardized work. Standardized work means having a systematic line of conduct. We need to have our methods and processes in place that ensure the continuity of the government, done with quality. Here, we will assess the need to meet quality criteria, such as, for example, social responsibility. We need to have our methods and processes in place that ensure the continuity of the government, done with quality. Here, we are going to assess the need to meet quality criteria, such as, for example, social responsibility. We have the criteria from ISO 26000, which are interesting for us to evaluate whether the people are being socially responsible. Then we have the shortest execution time. Shorter execution time is related to responsiveness. People need to have quick responses to our demands, and continuous improvement should always keep going. And with each government, it has to start from a higher level. It should never go back to being casual, folks, and a lot of that happens. Now we're going to look at the next slide that talks about the integrated management system. What is an integrated management system? It's a management for all work processes. Look at all the beautiful things we're talking about. We're talking about reaching a government philosophy. We've already discussed the method of organizational improvement, and now we're going to talk about the integrated management system, which is about managing workflow, process flows, and relates to professional qualification. People need to be trained, skilled, and prepared to carry out their activities and tasks. Standardization. We also have a relationship of always maintaining a line of conduct in order to ensure a turnover of people. We have the processes defined. Someone continues from there. It also doesn't happen the way you want it to. There is already a prepared systematization, folks. Environmental management. Here comes sustainability. The word sustainability is really in the spotlight, folks. And we have to follow this path. Quality management, compliance with customer requirements, assessing the needs of the population in terms of being met, right. Reduction of time. Let's evaluate the processes and do it in the shortest time and with efficiency. Safety management. Here, we also need to be careful with the risks we are exposed to, and also the issue of morals and ethics. An important look at this side, folks. Well, we've reached the point where we're going to talk about government philosophy. Notice that everything is aimed at improving the quality of life. So we have the role of the city hall. We have the institutions related to organized civil society. We have interactive governance, which involves the best work processes. And we have sustainable partnerships. We talked about the role of the City Hall. Continuous improvement, standardized work, support, oversee, mediate, and to encourage and recognize the values of public service. See the importance, the role of the City Hall, right? But oversight is very important, folks. Then we have the institutions. Everything related to the councils. We need to be careful and evaluate the councils properly. In the case of larger cities with a higher number of voters, the division into regional administrations is also very important for each district or region. The municipal ombudsman is an important job and needs to be valued as well. Interactive governance, in the case of well-defined work processes, involves the supplier and the client, each one serving the other. And sustainable partnerships. Encouraging partnerships, right? And an integrated and sustainable local development in a region. So shall we move on? Well, we talked about government philosophy. The government we want. To have the government we want, we create a government plan. And the government planning is based on planning and projects, you see. Economically viable ones, aimed at encouraging economic growth, generating revenue, attracting investors, and improving infrastructure. Also, socially responsible. Socially responsible projects. Respect the rights guaranteed by the Constitution. Promote social inclusion. Very important here. These are part of the affirmative policies, folks, and ecologically appropriate. Here we have the item related to the environment, to sustainable development, right? A national environmental policy and environmental licensing. Let's move on. Good. Did you all like it, folks? Did you all see? We stop here on this topic. We observed that we did a job evaluating organizational improvement methods. We assessed the integrated management system to manage processes. We talked about government philosophy, right? And I believe that this topic is a foundation for a leader to present a government philosophy based on the government we want. The next topic we are going to talk about is the political administrative division. I would like to thank you for your attention, and I hope you will always be with us on all the topics that will follow from now on. Thank you very much for your attention, and a hug.